that your breath can be key to that. Breath of fire in particular. I'm going to talk about that in this video. Okay, so breath of fire. What is breath of fire? Okay, it's there's actually two types of this kind of breath. There's breath of fire, which is used a lot in Kundalini yoga, and then there's what's called bellows breath, which is slightly different, which is used more in hatha yoga. Okay, the dog came in then and he went back out again. So breath of fire is the one we're going to focus on today. So breath of fire is an amazing way to flood your body with oxygen. Yeah. And yes, I have used it to get rid of a hangover many years ago. I don't drink anymore, so I don't need to do that anymore. But it will get rid of a hangover, although I warn you now, if you feel dizzy when you're doing it, you need to stop, okay? Especially if you've got a hangover. But yeah, you can use it to get rid of a hangover. So breath of fire is, I wouldn't say it's an advanced breathing practice, but it is a rigorous breathing practice. And again, you always start where you are. So you might begin with a very slow breath of fire, which is fine. If that's where you start, that's where you start. And gradually over time, you can build that up to be a very light, it's almost like a light, fast. It's light, fast, like a panting breath, yeah? So a bit like when a dog pants. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Okay, you can do that if you want. It's entirely up to you. And actually, there is a breath in Kundalini yoga called dog breath, and it's related to the throat chakra. But that's for another video. That's down the line. Okay. So for today, breath of fire. So when you get to the point where you've done breath of fire for a while, it will sound like this. Okay. If you are just beginning, it's going to sound more like this. Okay, and like I said, if you feel dizzy at any point during this particular one, but during any pranayama, then come back to normal breathing, take a few breaths, and when you feel ready, come back to it. Yeah, this is never about making yourself do something that your body's not ready for. Okay, especially with breath work, because the breath work is connected to the heart. Yeah, it's connected to the heart chakra. So if you have, been closed down in that area, any breath work is going to be challenging. I warn you now, any breath work you do, if you've been closed here through your heart chakra, then, it's going to be a challenge. Do not underestimate the power of breath work. Okay, it's very powerful. So the mechanics of Breath of Fire. So if you don't know how breathing works, please go and watch the video. You know, do you breathe properly? And that'll be up here, and it'll also be at the end of this video. Okay. So when you breathe out, your diaphragm moves in and up. So that video that I just talked about, that explains how that works. So please go and watch that video, yeah, if you don't know how breathing works. So with Breath of Fire, what is happening is your diaphragm is very quickly moving in and up. So the way it was explained to me all those years ago, now you might be too young to remember lawnmowers where you have to pull the cord to start the lawnmower. This is the old petrol lawnmowers, yeah. So you pull the cord, yeah, to start the lawnmower. So it's a bit like you've got someone pulling the cord. So the cord is attached to your diaphragm and they're pulling it very sharply up and in, yeah. So if you can kind of picture that happening as you are doing the out breath, yeah. Now the inhale takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about the inhale. It's the exhale that you're focused on. With bellows breath, it's the other way round. So it's slightly different, okay? So, Ujjayi. So what I want you to do is, just before we do a little bit, I want you to place your hands, your fingers, just below your rib cage. And there's a squishy bit there. And when you press it, it makes you feel a bit sick, yeah? So that's where your diaphragm goes round, okay? So when you breathe in, that moves down, your stomach moves out, and you breathe in, yeah? So what I want you to do, just quickly, is I want you to go, ha! Like that. So go, breathe in and go, ha! Now can you feel that? Can you feel that movement? It's not subtle at all. Feel the movement of your diaphragm moving in and up. Did you get that? Okay. That's what is happening when you're doing Breath of Fire. And yes, it can feel a bit strange when you begin, but once you get the hang of it, it's very powerful breath. And you can do this in Kundalini Yoga. There's different poses that we do this particular breath work with. But then there are also, you can intersperse it through your yoga practice. So even if you just do normal hatha yoga, you can intersperse Breath of Fire through your practice, or you can just do it on its own. One of the ways I got very competent at Breath of Fire, I used to do it every morning with what's it called? I can't remember the name of it now, but it's where you pull up all three bandha at the end of the inhale and the end of the exhale. And I would precede that with Breath of Fire. So it's a very powerful breath. And if you can get the hang of it, you can definitely use it to cure a hangover or just to enhance your yoga practice. Okay. So, just a little reminder of the ha. So just do that. Feel that motion of the diaphragm moving in and up. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close the eyes and we're just going to do a few of these. And again, you go at your own pace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slow and then build that up. Okay. So we're going to breathe in. Oh, before we start, get some tissue handy. The amount of times we've been teaching in a class and someone's like, I need some tissue because things might come out of your nose. Okay. Or go and blow your nose beforehand. Okay. So breathing in. Breathe in. Suspend the breath at the top, and then gently exhale. So you might feel a little bit, whatever that is, in the head, like buzzy in the head. Yeah. Like I say, if you feel any kind of dizziness, then stop. Okay. But what is amazing as well about this breath is the way it connects you with something bigger than yourself. That's all I can really say about that. Just quickly, because we're at 10 minutes, just quickly, when I broke my wrist, which was not last year, but the year before, I used different things. I used 3 things to heal my wrist. Well, 4 actually, if you include the mind. And I healed it in 2 weeks. How do I know I healed it in 2 weeks? Because I was doing some yoga, and I was sitting on my heels, and I got cramp. Yeah, I'm like, ah! And I kind of shut up and moved forward, and as I moved forward, I forgot that I had a cast on my arm, and I landed with my whole weight on my wrist. Yeah, on my broken wrist. And I'm like, oh shit. And it's like, oh, actually, no, it's fine. Oh my God. That's when I know I healed it. That and the, because the other things I used were tuning forks. And I also used our CBD oil and salve. And I also used Kundalini yoga. In particular, breath of fire. All those things together, you know, they healed my wrist in 2 weeks, and it was not a very nice break either. I'm not going to go into details because most people go when I tell them, but I did it good, you know what I mean? So it is amazing. This particular breath is very powerful, okay, and it does connect you to something bigger than yourself. And what I was doing, a lot of the Kundalini yoga I was doing to heal my wrist involved breath of fire. And what was really amazing during this one particular session, it was like I connected to everything all at once. It was pretty intense, and when I had enough, I was able to shut it down straight away. Yeah, which was quite amazing. So it does connect you to something a lot bigger than yourself. Okay, so like I say, start where you are. Yeah, start slowly, build it up over time. You can, you know, sprinkle it through your yoga practice, however you want to use this breath. Yeah, but use it. Okay. So if you want to connect to us via other platforms where we are, Under the Witch's Path, we are on MeWe, we are on Pinterest, we're obviously here on YouTube. Oh, we're also on BitChute. I'm just building, you know, the videos up on BitChute as well, if you want to go and visit us on there. We're also on Patreon. So if you want to do our courses but can't afford to pay for them in one hit or on a payment plan, you can pay for our courses via subscription. Obviously, they're released a lot slower than they would be in the other cases, but you can access our courses on Patreon Under the Witch's Path. We also have a website, crystalsrockearth.weebly.com, where you can just have a look around on there. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but if you want to sign up for the healing work with Sekhmet, you can do that via that website. If you've ever heard the call of Sekhmet, you will know about it. And we do have a YouTube channel for that as well, Crystals Rock. I haven't posted anything up there yet, but I am getting on it right now. Where else are we? Not really on Facebook. Not for that kind of thing anyway. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this breath. How has it helped you? Comment underneath. Please like this video if you have liked it. If you didn't, then don't like it. And if you think that someone else can really benefit from this video, then share it with them. Yeah, this information is for sharing, so share it. Okay, so I'm gonna say Satnam and be fearless.